trying your best to feel stable. Someone hilariously posted a screenshot of what the astrology looks like right now, and I think they're all personal planets. All the personal planets are in the signs of my planets, except Mercury. And that post was captioned, specifically, they said Scorpio and Sag placements. You guys have every right to crash out right now. And I'm both. I have, yeah, I'm pretty dominant in both. So this is quite a moment for me. I feel more particularly with regards to getting this reading out, like I might have a little bit of a crash out because this is the third time I'm doing this. Both times were stopped through very like silly reasons that if I were live streaming wouldn't have been an issue at all. So here I am. I really felt like doing a reading. I have this window, and as I mentioned in the last reading, I think I'm having my Mars return, and I feel a lot of energy and will in like specifically being a kind of messenger. I love that. I love my role in that, and in tapping into, in weeding out what's floating around in like the collective energetic matrix and pushing it out. I love that action. Love tarot. I've said it enough times. So let's see where we're at right now. This is intended to be a general spread, not really collective, but I will just like bring out whatever comes up, whatever resonates. You know how it is. It's so chilled. First card is incredible. I would like to shuffle further to see what else comes up. Okay, awesome. So cool. We opened with the Wheel, which I've been getting a lot, the Five of Swords, which I have also been getting a lot in readings, and the Hanged Man, which I think is the theme in what's happening right now, considering how uncertain everything feels. I'm feeling irritated by that because I've been saying that a lot. Things are very uncertain, yes. And we really... I'm also tired of saying that. I was going to say we don't have a choice but to surrender. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm really over this. I'm really over, like, being in this position. I have mentioned that. I've mentioned it feels for me like I keep standing up and then crouching again and standing up and crouching again. But with the presence of the Wheel and the Hanged Man, it feels like we are going to finally master this energy. Finally. Such a relief, because this is very victimhood-ish, with lots of shame and guilt that can't be named, and emotion that's so stagnant, can't be processed and properly integrated. I actually remember seeing a tweet about this frequency and how this isn't the problem. This feeling and facing this is not the problem. The problem is not knowing how to metabolize shame. I think that's what that user, I don't remember their name, but they use that phrase. We don't know how to metabolize this so that we can move past this and stand up, so that we don't even have to crouch down when we feel fearful and like, oh my God, we're about to be attacked, or we feel unsafe or defensive. We can just stand truthfully in that defensiveness. You know what I mean? I think that's also a Plutonian or Scorpionic lesson. In my opinion, Scorpios are the first to internalize and therefore land up in this position. Feel shame about the varying ranges of emotions that they can feel and experience, their processes, all sorts of shit. So yeah, just being more shameless and honest about everything that you're going through, about any sense of imposter syndrome, self-doubt. What else? Feeling like you're not made for it. Feeling too small for your shoes. Yeah, feeling incapable. I'm trying to tour the range of emotions that are associated with this that I feel might be things, very specific pointers that we may need to process right now. I feel called to explore the hangman. Overall, this is a really brilliant reading, really amazing good news. I love how consistent the good news has been for these readings that I've been doing. It's been wonderful because, yeah, there was a period recently where it either felt really unclear or it felt really chaotic. The chaos feels like it's dissipating and that there feels to be more of a control, ironically, with the hanged man, though. It feels to be a sense of control over what you can control, release over what you can't. The serenity prayer is really being put to the test, and we're passing. This card speaks of following your intuition even though it flies in the face of accepted wisdom, endurance, voluntary sacrifice of conventional wisdom to gain self-knowledge, rebirth and freedom, cutting ties, peace and resolution after trials, a feeling of oneness with the universe, also the wheel. I'm not going to flip back and forth, but yeah, also the wheel. Healing of ancient wounds, also the wheel. Putting yourself outside normal boundaries, which is this general frequency. I mean, this person's naked in front of someone yielding a sword. And faceless individual, though. I feel like that's important to note. This is a very direct message in the sense of, in the implications of the fact that you are in a very fated time in your life right now, regardless of when you're watching this. I am recording this November 2025, and this is an incredibly energetic, fated time and moment, honestly. Crazy things happening right now. Crazy vibes. And with this in mind, with how crazy it is, I'd like to link a David Clemens conversation because he's always referencing the sense of how serious, when he channels from the beings that he channels from, he mentions how serious human beings are, how comical, how silly maybe it is that human beings are so serious over their lives when we are, they as if I'm not a human, when we are so, we're this, in a giant wheel that's existed eons before we were even able to. This system, this great divine system that we are a part of, has existed long before a length of time that we aren't even capable of understanding. We can't even understand this machine that we're in and this machine that we're part of, and yet we try to be in control of everything, creating this shadow figure, our own selves. There's also this really funny meme that I love every time I see it, of this person, of a comic, essentially. And the first frame is them thinking, second frame is them putting up, cutting cardboard, decorating it. Third frame is the reveal that this cardboard thing that they've created is a world of demons. They created the demons for themselves. Then the last frame is of them lying on the floor screaming over the thing they created. Literally. I will share that via social media because I think it's so worth looking at and understanding relative to what we're in, relative to our human experience. I really do think that remembering the great picture, this huge thing that we're a part of, just recalling that during this time, it may not have worked before, it may have been too woo-woo before. Try to remember it now, how small you are in comparison to things that have been around long before we even, oh my God, Oh my God. You know what I mean? I'm feeling into the sense of what you should watch, like watch some things about the planet just to ground yourself relative to like existence, because it feels like that's what's really important for you to remember. It may be helpful in giving a name and a face to this figure that's been threatening you, because it feels like you've been under siege. It feels like you've been under threat, and there's been a lot of pressure, you know. It's been cold. You know what I mean? Not anymore. This card specifically references good luck. I'm not going to get too much into that, as I think that the visual of what's going on here is enough, you know. I'm getting the suggestion of looking into like videos and studies about consciousness and how it warps and changes under different states of being, so that you can also get into that part of how existence, your relationship with existence is deeply intertwined, moment to moment, attention to attention, every second, truly. Something about that is being tested. Seems as though maybe you have spent too much of your seconds and free time worrying about, you know, I don't know. Because it seems as though there's always a solution, mostly. There's mostly always a solution. And if there isn't, then it's not really yours to worry about fixing. It's just for you to experience. And so you should experience it in its full spectrum. I'm just yapping on here now. It feels it's subconscious work, psychological, personal stuff. But what also seems to be coming up as something that may be helpful for you is hanging out with your friends, or calling them, letting them know about these feelings, talking them through, reaching out as a solution to this. When you find yourself feeling that way, I do feel that this will come up, this emotion, and the tendency towards victimhood and shame and blaming the self. All of that I mentioned earlier feels like that might come up, but it's for your spiritual gain, which will be extreme. This is straight up upgrade, ascension, all that stuff, straight up. Really wonderful networking opportunities. Okay, I actually feel like shuffling a bit more. Let's see. I am buzzing right now. Like it feels so energetically potent in this moment. I wish I could sit a little bit more with it and link what the vibes are. But I am thinking that if it is feeling this crazy now, with me recording this November, almost middle of November 2025, and we have 3i Atlas perihelion approaching early December. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. It's this, man. It's this. We really aren't just like, we are, this is a crazy experience. Being alive is a crazy, crazy experience that we don't give enough credit to all parts of life for. We are influenced by the planets. Astrology is real. Don't listen to the naysayers. Interesting. While I was shuffling, I wanted to put these cards back, but they flew out. And they're beautiful. Six of Rods and the Two of Discs. And then beneath the deck, I'm only mentioning this because this is repeating energy. We have the Queen of Discs. In my honest experience, I have not really grounded myself in this woman's energy yet. I'm not entirely sure of what her value could be, although I am getting a sense of, for this reading, the need to, the suggestion of getting into like making things more beautiful around you, getting yourself a bouquet of flowers and putting that in your vicinity, decorating your altar, putting up and printing pictures of your friends. Decorating your space more. That's what I'm getting. Very random one. But with these two cards, it is undeniable your sense of success or like emotional achievement and conquering whatever this is that like has been very not you, honestly. This isn't really what you are. This isn't the full extent of you. It feels like you've been suppressed, constricted, small, either likely by your own doing. This card speaks specifically of this. It's very intentional that this figure is faceless and nameless. Well, faceless, I beg your pardon, and black and dark, it's very intentional. But anyway, it's conquering the self, and it's this again, upgrade, straight up ascension, upgrade is what's happening right now. God bless. You just need to sit back and enjoy yourself. Follow the compulsion because it will feel like that. It feels like your intuition is going to really come out and guide you to do random things, inspire you to read up on things. Be aware of your hyperfixations. They may create a link of some kind. I feel called to reference Sophie Strand, who she mentioned this in her book, but I think this is just part of her personality as well. She'll get hyperfixated on something, and after enough time of hyperfixating, something about that will mimic or mirror some part of her life that she may be missing, that she needs in order to like expand her life, so that may be something for you as well. Not maybe, I think it is. I really do think it is. I think now is the time more than it ever has been to focus on your intuition and wait for that inner inspiration, because it will arrive, that inner impulse to do things. I know that the general rhetoric is for you to be discouraged from waiting for the right moment, but I think that you should wait for the right moment, because the right moment will come and it will show itself in good time and lead you exactly down the right path for you to be able to achieve success. Good luck, fated events, surrender time, inner process time, shedding victimhood time. Do it in whatever way feels right to you. Yeah, you'll know. You'll find out. And that's all I've got. Really positive reading, really uplifting, really such a shame that there was ever a reality or like a setting, a life programming option in which you felt low of yourself, or you felt like you'd never make it out. I don't know of what, that you'd never achieve, that your dreams are not worth pursuing, that you're not special, unique, powerful. Such a shame that was ever a thing. No more, Obviously, this doesn't just get eradicated and zapped away forever. It could, though. We are in an infinite universe, but bear in mind that this kind of thing does take layers. Takes patience, and it will take a kind of repetitive, just a little, where maybe it hits you big now, then that same karmic pattern revisits and it becomes a little smaller, feels a lot more manageable the next time it comes around, until eventually you don't care about it at all and you stop perceiving it in your reality altogether. That's how most of these things work, especially when it's inner work, clearing, externally. Expect triggers, If you are a sensitive heart, maybe beware to take people's words with a grain of salt. Is that the phrase? Don't take things too personally. Know that it's likely just a trigger for you to awaken to parts of yourself that need healing in new ways that have not been done before. You are walking a very unique path. But I hope, I'm sure you know that. Can't be stressed enough though. Very unique path. I'm feeling that that's it. I think that's all I've got. I think that's all that I can offer you. From here on out, it really has to be about you. And being able to be present and honest with yourself. That's it. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope this was helpful. No, that's all I've got. I really hope that this was helpful. Please try to enjoy yourself, and I will see you in the next reading.